So I've had the snow writer for ages. As you can tell, it's been well worn, but it started to kind of dry out. So I pulled it all out, and you can see it's really kind of, it's not working the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to come out really easily when you squeeze, and I had to kind of scrape it out of the bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the matte medium just to kind of loosen it up a little bit and make it a little easier for using for stencils. So I'm going to pour a little bit of my matte medium in here. And this is one way to get some more life out of your containers. Having smaller containers is sometimes better because even though you've sealed it, you have an air space in here and it'll kind of mess up your container. So if they haven't been opened, you're good. But once you add air into them, they will dry out within maybe a year to 18 months and they just won't have the same effects. Like this I've probably had for 2 years. So I'm trying to get some extra life out of my mediums. So hence why I'm blending a couple of them together. Neither one of them is going to have the consistency that they originally started with, but it's something. So now I'm getting a much better texture. It's not kind of sticking to itself and it's giving me a better consistency. And who's to say you can't mix and play with your own things? Why do you have to use them straight out of the container? Take your textures and blend them together. See what happens. Be your own chemist with your mediums and just play. So big part of mixed media, and whatever genre of mixed media, if you like doing more of a vintage or, you know, a layered or an industrial or whatever it means, it's all about layers. It's all about adding layers. So look at the consistency that we have here now. See how much better that is? So much better compared to what it started out as in this. So now I can pitch this to my handy dandy stencil book. And I don't want to take away too much from the behind of this. I do want to add something fun, and that's why I love this book here, is because I can kind of flip through and go, ooh, what do I want to play with today? And I might do some of these little, like the hearts, kind of fun. It's one of my go-to stencils. I really love it because I can add in the corners. And then we are going to heat set this. I'm just going to add a little bit, and I'm going to use my different stencil here, my different application. I might go back and forth between these two. I'm just going to add a little bit. I don't want to cover up that today's the day. I do want to go over a little bit. So having lots of paper towels is nice because it helps keep yourself organized. Now I want to make sure I heat set this. I'm going to clean this one up a little bit, my stencil. I'm going to go in and heat set this now. Alright, so since this is not 100% dry, the other thing is I don't want the other pages to stick, is that this is an accordion book, so guess what? You can open up and do a whole bunch of pages at once. You don't have to just do each individual page all by itself. So I can open this up and I can start working on more than one page. Keep shifting, heating and shifting, so I'm not going to fold up onto itself and damage it up. So just adding some fun stencils here and there. I'm going to keep some plain white so I can kind of play with the colors. I don't have too much left, so I might have to switch to a different medium. So I have enough to play with you know, maybe one or two more small stencils. Then I'm going to split this up into two different batches of color. And I'm going to use the DecoArt acrylic medium. So I'm going to make a yellowy one because I've got some tones of yellow, and then I have this teal mint because there's some tones of teal mint that are in there as well. So I'm just going to mix it up with my medium. And just to give me a little bit extra, I'm going to add a little bit more matte medium just to give it some, I got some more. You don't need to add a ton of paint because a little goes a long way in terms of longevity of it. A little bit more into here. So again, I'm going to change the texture of it because I'm mixing it. And now I'm going to add the yellow into here and leave this one white. So just really kind of light pale colors that kind of go with what's already there. All right, so I think I'm going to add some of the yellow. Move these off to the side. You're not going to see them, but they're there. Add some of the pale yellow to this. I think it's going to look really pretty. All right, so let's take a look at see where we got so far. So here is the first few pages. I did go ahead and put I stenciled basically every page. I put a little bit of the paste on everything, and you know what? I'm okay if it's kind of got a little blotchy or if it kind of smeared some. And as you notice, I pulled it all out because I let it dry as it went along. And I really wanted to have every page with a lot of different. If it went over something, that's fine. Kind of a cool, neat effect if there's more than one thing there. You know, just kind of playing with how it all looks, just adding to the textures that's all there. Just to add some more layers, so I just have a couple of different mists here, and then I'm going to add some stamps with the stays on. The stamp sets I got are from Paper Wings. These are Paper Wings Productions, and it's like Your Wings Exist, Brave Wings She Flies, Take a Leap. They're just happy. This one's inside office patiently, a little tiny adventurous bird. I may add a couple little birds here and there. I'm not going to worry about a stamp block. I'm just going to go in and kind of add some fun things. I think I'm going to mist the front of this with something dark, just add another layer of color. Still has that kind of bronzy feel inside of it. It's going to repel on this and just kind of pick up some fun color. I'm also going to pull out these fun filigree pieces just to get some cool borders, like maybe add a little border up in the corner here. Again, these are all Paper Wings stamps. So here it is. Here's our final product. Lots of layers of different foil treatment papers, starting with bases of cards, adding lots of stencils and layers of watercolors and mists and different kinds of mediums with paint, lots of stamps, and just kind of having fun and playing and creating a fun little book. Keeping within the pastel colors a lot. It's just a fun way to kind of go through and just see what can happen. There's no purpose to this book besides just playing and seeing what would happen if you mix two different mediums together, having fun with some cards, layering some stamps in there, you know, just having fun. It's a little bit of everything. There you go. So I will get some up close pictures of each of these pages. Thanks for stopping by, and please subscribe soon. Bye bye.